coming to CMC is it's full of life. It's full of wonderful people that are about being very intentional about the church life and what they're doing in the community.
I'm thinking of that more on the level of the line from "Will you let me be your servant?" of "I will hold the Christ light for you in the nighttime of your fear."
What's the Christ light?
I think it changes. I don't think it's one thing. I think it's hope and faith.
It'll be anonymous, and you can recognize your voice.
Oh, and run some voice transforms on them all and make them all sound like
Put it.
I think the church is wonderful.
We were at a pretty uncertain place where having embodied support meant the world to us. And then some financial support as well. It was clear that the church was with us. And then grace also extended in the midst of what could have been kind of a shaming dynamic for us. And we ended up not ever hearing messages of shame, but only of grace and support and encouragement.
She said, we went through this process here at Community and have been intentionally trying to practice forbearance. And she said, those of you who hold a more traditional viewpoint have borne the weight of that forbearance. And I really appreciate, really appreciated her recognizing, that we're not all at the same place. And for me, that was a moment of grace, sort of grace all around. Grace for who I am and what I bring to the congregation, but also grace that I show towards other people who feel differently.
Matt Carlson did his thesis capstone on Thursday at Seminary Chapel, and it was partly based on stories from the CMC men's group. That was just a very powerful, it was a very difficult experience. I thought it was a really representative of the kind of thing that CMC gives people space for, encourages, so that someone has a gift and CMC encourages them to figure out how to use it for the purposes of building up the church.
I believe CMC does a good job of inviting all people to participate and engage in creative and new ways in worship by trying new things and being mindful of who's up front and who's involved and trying to get a wide array of people.
A lot of days I felt like it was very difficult to be a good parent. I didn't know how to do it well, and I also felt that it was difficult to be a good parent living according to our values in a society that often has really different ones. Community has been a place where I have found a huge network of support to help me through being a parent. And that's come in the form of, many different forms. One is just observing other parents that I think are really cool. They look like they're doing a good job, and I think, hey, I'd like to be a parent like that.
I can think of something good for you.
What? Oh, yeah.
What about Steve?
Herpetology. Love him.
When you talk to him, what do you talk about?
Animals.
And you share books?
Yeah.
He understands all of your salamander and snake stuff. Right?
Yeah. I can't wait to go herping with him.
Grace came through a couple of people who helped us think about and hold in focus kind of what might come if we thought 5 years out and 10 years out, in those days we were really focused on how would we manage the next year. Yeah, we needed that grace of thinking farther in the future and hearing some stories about what families might have, experienced when you look at the long run.
Are there any grown-ups that you think, man, when I'm a grown-up, I hope I'm like that person?
I probably hope I'm like Gussie.
You hope you're going to be like Gussie when you get bigger? Why?
Oh, she's just a nice lady.